devotion to duty and a spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud traditions of military service.
We've already got 132 vet, but the whole reason, you know, we're up here in Massachusetts. Yeah, I got to go visit 325 and talk Carl Gustav, talk Rockets. But one of my last old good friends that is still in the Marine Corps is retired today, Master Sergeant Andrew Roberson. Holy shit, man! Congratulations. Here we are. Career recruiter, badass infantryman. You've done the things. Full circle. Today's the day, man.
Yeah.
Today's
Thanks,
the day.
JC. Appreciate it, man.
I wish Bo could be here. Bo sends his regards.
God bless him. It's not going to be a party without him.
But let me tell you something. If Bill Bodette's known for anything, he is bringing the party. There is no doubt about it, man.
Fact.
And you guys met when we had a big 3-2 NCO mess night, and we threw down that night as well.
Oh, yeah.
That was a blast, man.
We were talking about this last night, but I had no idea who Bodette was. And then, like, you told a little bit of a story, how you guys had served together and stuff like that. And I sure enough found out who the hell Bill Bodette was afterwards. Bodette was after that.
Buddy, it was awesome that I was able to introduce him to you guys as a guest of honor, as your battalion gunner.
Right.
You know, and speaking of the battalion gunner thing, I was a gunnery sergeant in 3-2, so that's an enlisted guy. And I luckily got selected for the gunner program.
Yep.
And I left 3rd Battalion, 2nd Marines, which you know I'm very proud of, to go get commissioned. So you guys went to war, I went to Quantico.
Yep.
So they come home from war, I leave Quantico, because when you go to Quantico to become a Chief Warrant Officer and then go through the gunner's course, it's about the same amount of time. So I'm coming in from Quantico with a whole pack of brand new lieutenants, and when you guys get off the bus, I'm there waiting.
Yep.
And people are like, wait a second, you were like a gunny 2 weeks ago. It's like, no, dickhead, you've been gone 7 months. I got promoted, now I'm your gunner, and they're like, oh man, this is fucking awesome. So I become the gunner. And I made it a point, part of my daily SOP was always, I'm going to go down and I'm going to go visit the companies if they're not in the field. And if they were in the field, I'd go visit them in the field. It didn't matter. I'd always visit guys. But I'd go PT, I'd get my cup of coffee, and I'd always walk downstairs. And I'd go over to Kilo 32, and I'd walk in, and here's this in shape, engaged Marine sergeant.
Hating his life.
Hating his life. And I would walk in there, and I was like, hey, you were sitting here a week ago. What are you doing in the platoon headquarters, or the company headquarters? And he kind of wanted to step to the side, and I said, well, come upstairs and talk to me. And you know, this is going to be a pretty deep story, and it talks about his character and his perseverance and the things that he went through to be where he is today. Those are some dark days on the back end of that deployment. You came up and you said, hey, Gunner, I got in a little bit of trouble, you know, and you kind of told me the story about it, and it didn't quite jive to me, what the shit sandwich that you got into. Essentially, if I could, it felt like to me like your lieutenant passed an unfair judgment on you. The company commander wasn't the strongest guy, concurred with it, allowed it to happen, and your career was done.
Yep.
You were a done man.
Yep.
And I started thinking, I'm like, this guy's too talented. Yeah. I said, this guy's too talented.
I said, sir, just give me a shot, man. Just give me a shot, put me in the platoon.
You did. And we got a new command. Yep. We got new people in. And you know, as the gunner, you can kind of go and say, I recommend you do this. If the gunner, if you're in a unit and the gunner says, I recommend you do that, go do that. I think that's a fair statement. So, and the command said, okay, gunner, we're going to give this kid another shot.
Yep. was
it first platoon?
First
platoon Kilo company. All right. And he gets down there, kicks ass. We go out on a MEU with Zach sitting over there in the cheap seats behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We went out on the MEU. I was over on the big deck. You were on the Carter Hall.
Yep.
Went out there, did a kick-ass job, recognized as the best squad leader in our battalion. We get home, and it's like, what now? What now? They took service limitations from 13 years for a sergeant to 10 because they were trying to thin the herd at the time.
Yep.
And it's like, we're going to have one shot at this. So I knew that we didn't have lieutenants and we didn't have staff sergeants. I said, we need to make him a platoon commander and give him a fitness report as a platoon commander.
Because I just signed a 6-month extension, so I would get my one look, and that 6 months was my, like, you're getting out.
You better bring it.
You didn't get selected.
And buddy, let me tell you what, everything that could have possibly went right, went right. So you had the best platoon in the battalion that was chock full of fucking talent, homegrown talent. You grew a lot of that in-house.
Yep.
You're doing the job of a platoon commander and a platoon sergeant because you really didn't have another sergeant. You had some
Fry had
corporal.
just left, and we didn't have Crawford yet. I mean, I had some real pipe hitters, and I had Figueroa, Wellman, Churchill, Bridwell, Broussard, even.
And Andrews.
Andrews, the saltiest Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps.
Buddy, you had a Lance Corporal with 15 ribbons. Looked like a Colombian dictator, right? I remember that, yeah. And then you had a pile of really good, like, PFCs.
Yeah, 100%.
That were awesome.
And we used to always say that, like, hey, I don't want a bunch of corporals that think they know everything. Give me 15 PFCs that just want to do a good job.
If you and me were to look back right now to when we were, if I was getting ready to inherit a unit today, if you gave me nothing but 3 really badass NCOs and nothing but PFCs, I'd make it work.
That's what we did for Super Squad.
And guess what you do? You grow them right.
That's it.
You grow them right. And so this is back in 2014.
Yep.
And the 2nd Marine Division's coming out of combat, and they say, hey, we're going to go back to doing the Super Squad competitions, where we go ahead and see who is the best Super Squad in the division. And you're going to recognize those guys. The commandant's going to pin a medal on them. Big fucking deal. Yeah. Big fucking deal. And the boss looks at me and goes, Gunner, do we really want to do this? I said, sir, not only do you want to do it, but you're going to do it and you're going to win. And everybody is going to kiss our ass because we're already winning everything anyway.
Yep.
We're going to
every
time we send somebody to the School of Infantry, we're winning all the awards at the schools. We got all the honor grads.
It's like 56.
3-2 is fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
I mean, on the next level. I mean, badass battalion. So, Super Squad comes up, and they're like, Super Squad planning. How are we going to do this? We got to go to the division. So, all the units we're competing with, there's the company commanders, there's their gunners, there's all their leadership, and here comes 3-2. Sergeant Roberson and Gunner Knight.
That's it.
And Sergeant Roberson looks over, he goes, hey, they've got like 5 or 6 people at this meeting. I'm like, don't worry about it. I said, you're going to do fine. And you're like, okay. Well, the way you trained those Marines, and I remember briefing when you got a new company commander in.
Yep.
And
Mark Greenleaf.
Mark Greenleaf. We went and did a little convince, and I said, look, there's no doubt you guys are going to crush it. And we put our heads together, and it's like, if they're carrying it, they know how to use it.
Yep.
If they don't know how to use it, they don't carry it. Continuing actions, all the things.
Took him to the range for the 203. Poor Wellman did orders every single day. Every day it was defense, patrolling, attack order. Every single day, three different orders.
Every fire team leader, I think I gave you like 500 rounds of 203 per man. Yep. So every team leader shot 500 203 rounds. Countless known distance, unknown distance, movement to contact, humping. PT. I mean, we pushed their shit in.
100%.
But what made me feel really good is under the table, I'm like, day one into the competition, they're like, statistically, you guys have already won.
Yeah.
And I remember going up to the flagpole, and the boss was like, you weren't fucking kidding, Gunner. You said we were going to crush this, and we did. Yeah. I said, I fucking told you.
They came in, they lost one event, and it was actually the 203. And they came in second place.
I think we've been cheated. They were probably
the 203s were coming off they put the wrong adapters.
They were probably broke from where we used the damn site, the damn leaf site too much.
Probably right.
So, but I remember us sitting up there watching those guys get awarded, and you had just got a brand new lieutenant.
Yeah.
And it's this poor lieutenant. He's like, if there's ever an opportunity for a lieutenant to see what right looked like, he inherited essentially the best platoon in the Marine Corps.
Yeah,
we just won the Super Squad. That platoon has produced lasting Marine Corps leaders.
Yep.
That platoon has killed it and still continues to kill it, man.
Yep.
And that's because of you, man. That's all you. And the magic in all this, at the end of it, here's a commendatory accelerated fit rep.
Yep.
Because you got a fit rep as a platoon commander.
Yep.
You just produced the Super Squad. My man's a staff sergeant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So leaving 3-2, man, you were king ding-a-ling. You were back in the fight.
Yeah, I was. So I was sitting there. I was getting ready to go on the UDP, and I was gearing up for it. That was the one thing I had done. I've been to Iraq, been to Afghanistan, been on ship, but I never went to Okinawa. And
you want to hear something funny? Never been to Okinawa.
Yeah.
That's probably going to cost us viewers. People would think surely he's been to Okinawa.
Okinawa.
Okinawa. Never been to Okie.
Yeah.
So if you've ever got an inkling that I've been to Okie, I don't want to steal no valor, no Okinawa for JC.
I never went there, but like they were gearing up for a
GVP. Buddy, cheers.
So the message comes out. I get selected. Boom. Everybody's up there, and like not just like Kilo Company, like the whole battalion was great. Like that group of NCOs and like the junior staff NCOs that were in there, like Bush and like all those guys, those were the first dudes that came up. Like, we're like, yo, we were looking for the message for you. Like, those are some rock star dudes, and the battalion was full of them.
I think we all come at a point in our professional lives where you look and there's like moments in time where this is what right looks like.
Right.
For me, it was when I was a platoon sergeant in 3-6.
Yeah.
When I was a gunner in 3-2 and in 2014, didn't get no better than that.
No.
From top to bottom.
Yep.
Top to bottom, man.
But the message came out the next day. I had orders to I&I, and I was like,
what the fuck's I&I?
Who the fuck are we fighting in Maine? They were like, cold weather, bitch. You.
Who are we fighting in Maine?
So I go up there. They got a Fort Knox up there that was never attacked. That's been there since the Revolutionary War, and it was never attacked. Wonder fucking why.
I think Uncle Schizo, my buddy, was stationed there. That's probably why he's a badass.
There's some crazy war fighters. Zikafus lives up there.
Yeah, man.
Corsi lives up there.
Yeah, man.
There's some really good like dudes living in Maine out there. Yep. But I had orders to I&I, so I didn't get to go to Okinawa. But I got 4 years up in Maine, like learning that whole piece of the pie. That was different.
Yeah, I'll bet, man.
That was different.
Now you're a gunny coming out of there.
Yep.
Damn.
Gunny coming out of there. I get selected to gunny, and I'm like, well, this is great. And the whole shit that you explained in the beginning with the service limitations and stuff because of all that, man, I couldn't do an SDA. I didn't have enough time on contract I didn't have 2 years.
Brand new staff sergeant, you got orders here.
Yeah, I was like, all right. And at the point, like, I love 3-2, but I'd been there for 5 years at that point. I was, get me the fuck out of here. I'll go anywhere.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Not talking bad about it. I just needed to leave. I just needed it to go somewhere else. So they gave me I-9, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going I-9. So I get selected to gunny, and I'm like, well, this is great, but now I'm not competitive for E8. All my boys that I went through IULC with and like everything else, they were already on their second SDA. They had already, or already had one, and like I didn't have shit. So I was like, all right, I need to knock out an SDA. I tried to talk my wife into going on embassy duty because that'd have been a sweet gig, but she was like, oh, that's too far from the family. I don't want to do it. I was like, all right, it's too senior to be a drill instructor. Combat instructor, my original plan was to still submit a gunner package.
Right on.
Because we had talked about that when I was in 3-2. But I thought the next step for that would be going to SOY, getting a stint in there, and then submitting it from there or whenever I got to my next unit afterwards. Well, they took that off the bag for being an SDA at the time.
I remember when that happened.
So I was like, I'm not going to put all my eggs in that basket, not get selected for gunner. Oh, by the way, also not competitive for E8 because, combat instructor is no longer an SDA. So I looked and I was like, recruiter it is. So I put in a recruiter package, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's Marines taking care of Marines. That's what you did for me. I couldn't be more grateful, but it was the same thing when I got on recruiting duty. Master Gunnery Sergeant Y'all, who you met tonight,
yep.
I thought I had a by name request in for RS Springfield because, my wife's family, you met most of them already. Keeping the family close, having a good foundation there allowed me to have the late nights, the early mornings, shit like that. And turns out I didn't have a by name request. And I'm in my group leader he was Gunny Y'all at the time. He's like, yo, Guns, where do you want to go? I'm like, what do you mean, where do I want to go? I'm going to RS Springfield. He's like, you got travel and adventure, buddy. You might want to.
He pulled the benefit tag on you? Oh.
Which I got for you, by the way. Not here, but I have them.
Oh, we got some benefit tags?
Oh, yeah, I got them for you.
I'm going to take those down south so when Bodette gets out of line,
I'm
going to show them to him,
Hit
get him
him
back on track.
Yeah. What does this mean to you? need some courage, poise,
You
self-confidence.
tell he go watch this. Bo's not on the show. You go tell the good master sergeant he can go fuck himself. I know all about that. He'll go. I know all about discipline and good order, son. Buddy, watch this.
So, Master Gunnery Sergeant y'all now. He brings me in. He's like, "Oh, you want to go to Springfield? All right, I know the guy." So calls the recruiter instructor that's over in Springfield, gets me on there. That dude took a chance on me. And I, by no means was I God's gift to recruiting, but like I worked my ass off, and like I never wanted to show up with nothing. There were nights where it's like I spent all day. Now, going back, everything we said. Now I'm a 15-year, 16-year gunnery sergeant at this point. Stacked. I'm sitting in a high school looking at a 17-year-old. I'm like, "Hey man, come talk to me for a second." They're like, "No." I'm like, "Bitch." So I had to tone myself like really quick. I even held a sign that said Marines don't get COVID during COVID while I was sitting in a high school. The day it got shut down for COVID, they shut the school down while I was in it for COVID. But
You're fucking great, man.
But it was just hard work.
But I guarantee that crazy shit probably got some kids like, I'm gonna go talk to this crazy fucker.
Yeah. Well, that's the big thing up here is like you got to challenge them. I was at an event where it was a hockey event, and we had the pull-up bar there and everything. Like you do 20 pull-ups, you get a T-shirt and stuff. And this dude's walking with his girlfriend. They're holding hands, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys want to come do some pull-ups?" And the guy's like, "No." I'm like, "I wasn't talking to you. You don't look like you could do pull-ups, but your girlfriend looks like she could do pull-ups."
Ah, you pulled that chain.
She came over. She did pull-ups, and then I set an appointment with her. And then the boyfriend was like, "You know what? I have been thinking about it." I was like, "I have been thinking about you." Like, keep walking, dog.
Benefit tags.
I made him do 3
Travel
laps.
adventure your ass right out of my office.
Craziest part about it is she actually made it. He didn't. She made it through. She's a Marine now. He didn't make it.
You watched it boot camp?
Yep.
Man, 2 proof whiskey.
That's it.
Weak sauce.
That's it.
Man.
That's it.
Damn. So you go out here, you crush it as what would be considered your first tour.
I was a recruiter for a year, and then I was a stage commander of Warwick in Rhode Island. I ran that station for a year. We got Station of the Year. And then I moved to Worcester, which is in Massachusetts. Worcester.
Welcome to Worcester.
It's spelled Worcester, but it's Worcester.
You want me to try to do it in Bodette? Buddy's up at the Worcester, son. Buddy's up at the Worcester.
Worcester.
Buddy's up at the Worcester, son.
I'm going to Worcester. So I was there. I was in Worcester for 2 years, and that's when I became a career recruiter and everything like that.
Right on.
Got selected to Mass Sergeant, and then that's when I got moved up to the command group where I was working like the operations piece,
Yeah,
so the
man.
guy that gives you boot camp date and stuff like that.
So essentially, you're from year 10, you're staring it into service.
Yeah.
To here you are at 20, master
22,
sergeant.
yeah.
Master sergeant.
Yeah.
Rolling out, man, successful.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to stay, you'd be master guns.
Yep. I'd
Man,
be in
that's-
zone this year.
Now let me ask you, the career recruiter world. I mean, you combat veteran, decorated Purple Heart recipient. You fought. You've led men on a battlefield. Did the combat experience help you as a career recruiter?
I think so. A lot of it is just like there's nothing worse. Like there's nothing worse than sitting and making phone calls and like. But at the end of the day, man, you just got to remember there's somebody out there standing post right now.
Yeah, man.
You know.
Yes. Yeah.
There are people out there getting shot at. You're not. At the end of the day, like what's another phone call? You know.
Right.
Somebody tells you to fuck off. Plenty of people told me to fuck off. You know, I'm gonna go.
That happened long before recruiting duty, I'm sure.
That's a fact. You spent 5 minutes with my wife. She said it 20 times.
Man.
What was your go-to trick to get them to join? To trick them?
It's not really a trick, man. It's more or less like. I see what you did there.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Everybody watching. at home.
No. You're. The mindset that you have to have is that like recruiters are taught like sales and stuff like that, but you can't look at it like that. I'm coming at you because I want to change your life for the better. And when you put yourself in that scenario, all the like shit that they teach you to say and stuff, it rolls off the tongue and it comes out more genuine. So
Yeah, man.
if you're chasing a number, you're never going to make it. But if you're out there genuinely giving a fuck about people and you want to change their fucking life, like now your problem becomes my problem.
Yeah.
And I'm giving you logical, I'm not hanging on emotion. You know, I'm giving you logical ways that we can address it together, and the Marine Corps is the way that it's going to get fixed. Just the way it was for me. I mean, I come from a, not the best upbringing, you know, not the richest person in the world, you know, by any means. Like the Marine Corps has given me so much. I wouldn't have met my wife, you know, all those things.
The friendships.
Yeah.
I don't think, I say this a lot of times on the show, is none of us found our way to the yellow footprints because we were born with a silver spoon. That is an absolute fact.
That's a fact. Yeah.
That's interesting how you go at it, man. And we run into this back home because if I see a kid that's marginally physically fit and he's somewhere between 18 and 22,
Yeah.
hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And they automatically get scared, but then they kind of come back and you've tugged on something that's probably in their DNA as a man,
Yep.
right? And says, well, wait, is this dude challenging me? Is he? Hey, I don't know if you're good enough, but I'm saying you're marking time here right now.
Yep.
You're marking time right here. I said, guess what? I left West Virginia in '95. I came back in 2017.
Yep.
A lot of the guys that I left in '95 are not only not in the same spot, but they're 2 steps behind to where they should have been.
Yep.
I said, I've never met a United States Marine that says, I regret joining the Marine Corps. A guy that's got an honorable discharge. Even
Yep.
some that have got, our buddies that have got out and done something stupid,
Yep.
they all go and say, I'm so glad I had the Marine Corps in my life.
That's it.
I've never seen one of them go, fuck that place.
Nope. And I tell you, if I could give advice to people that are out there now, don't be conceited, be convinced. Don't think you're better than anyone. If your confidence comes from thinking that you're better than somebody, you're superior in some way, you're going to fail and people are going to see through it. But if you've put in the work, you've trained, your confidence comes from knowing that you're capable and knowing that you've put in the effort, the sky's the fucking limit, man.
Man, here's one for people that are out there watching that aren't familiar with the military, but we get our audience is 100% pro-American.
Yeah.
Right? And old guys, old graybeards, I'll see them, Seabass will see them, Bo will see them, we all see them. We don't make kids the same. I still believe we got talented, patriotic young Americans that want to go and be part of something bigger than themselves.
Yeah.
I think they're out there. What's your take on all that?
Yeah, the propensity for enlistment is actually through the roof. The process has changed a lot with regards to the medical side.
Yeah.
So like on paper, it looks like people aren't joining the military, but in reality, there are plenty of people. They're not lining up out the doors like 9/11, but like there are plenty of people that want to join the military, not just the Marine Corps, but the military in general. It's the MEPS and the medical process that prolongs everything. So there's a much longer waiver process now that just takes a lot more time. Because of that time difference, it's taken a long time, I know, for the Marine Corps to like really figure it out and hammer it down. So like, but if you look, Marine Corps has never missed their numbers.
We're not
They
missing
never
no man.
changed them.
We're not missing no mission.
They've never changed them.
I remember years ago, long time ago, me and Bodette were talking about this. Sitting in DI school at Paris Island, and their career recruiters came over. They say, look, hey, like it, don't like it, somebody's going to boot camp. Somebody is shipping to boot camp, and that's just the way that it is. And you know what? I think our system is still pretty damn good, man. And we still make great warrior citizens. Yep. And we find people that want to go and do amazing things.
It's your piece of the pie, I tell Marine recruiters all the time. I'm like, hey man, like you got to go find them. You have to go work for it. Otherwise, this would be volunteering, not recruiting.
Right. No.
And it's the same thing when it comes to like, if you had a guy that was like jacked, did 30 pull-ups, ran 17 minutes, 3 miles, and just already knew how to say "aye, sir," you'd be like, "Well, what the fuck am I doing here?"
Right. And we know, don't. Yeah, for sure, for sure, man. I'm just overwhelmed, and I tell the story all the time, man. The shit that you went through, man, to make it here is it's exceptional. It's exceptional, and you stayed the course. You've done good work. You've been a good brother to your fellow Marines. You've kicked ass. You've led Marines, and you've overcome a heavy load of fucking adversity, man. I couldn't be proud of you, man.
I appreciate it.
And I got I look back to our 3-2 days, and I remember I was leaving, and I was brokenhearted when I had to leave.
Yeah.
Gunners don't get more than 4 years in a battalion, and I had damn near 4 years.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you're leaving 3-2. I had to go to another unit, and I was like, man, this is my house. I built this. I don't want to go. And Swanix hadn't closed yet.
That's a fact.
And there was one time that I was late for work in the Marine Corps.
The only bar I've ever gotten a safety brief before going to.
Yep. Buddy, we get up into Swanix.
Make sure your shirt's tucked in. Make sure you got a belt on.
I don't know if we finished with our shirts tucked in and our belts on, but I'm going to tell you right now, I was drunker than 3 fucking Indians at that fucking thing. The next day, I had a confirmation brief at 2. I came strolling in the battalion, drove from Richlands at about 1:45 officers like, we haven't seen you today. I'm like, the fucking sergeants and corporals took me to Swanix. I said, I'm still fucked up. And Sergeant Roberson at the time was the ringleader of that, man.
Nice.
And the boss is like, NCOs took you out and got you fucked up? I was like, sir, they did. He goes, man, that's fucking awesome, man. And I look back to those NCOs, and I tried to share this with other gunners or other guys that are going to be command element guys in a battalion. No better feeling than going down to an office, or even better yet, going to a range. And Marines are like, fuck yeah, the gunner's here.
Yep.
That always made me feel like $1 million, man. So I always tried to come out there and be value added to you guys. Yep. And man, the NCOs make you feel that way. Yeah. Because everybody else is just going to do what they do. But NCO,
well, you always knew you were doing it right whenever you would show up, and the only thing you had was like you would throw random like Marine Corps knowledge at us instead of like going over like, you know, is the range set up the right way, or going over like the weapon systems and stuff. You always knew you had it right when he was like, hey, you ever looked up the brevet medal?
I just throw you some. I just throw you.
You're like, all right, you guys are crushing it. We'll see you.
I'd throw you some bullshit, man. I will speak to this. This is one moment that really stuck with me. Is we were in. It was it Pickett? No, it was it Pickett or AP Hill? I think it was Pickett.
Pickett went November Tango. That was Pickett.
When I built that range.
Yep, that was Pickett, I think.
Either way, I built this grenade with this range with a hand grenade pit, all this thing, expeditionary range on a National Guard base, and it was a badass range. And Kilo was short 2 Marines.
Yep.
And the Marines were all talking shit, and me and the colonel walk up, and they're like, "We're short a guy." I'm like, "I'll run with your squad," and the kids were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, give me that IAR, man. I'll go on the right flank. I'll tie in. We'll kick ass." And one of them said, "That's bullshit. You got the gunner. You're going to do this, this, and this." And you know, I'm like, "Why don't you ask the colonel? No balls." And then that squad's like, "Sir, will you run with us?" And he's like, "Well, fuck yeah, I'll run with you." I'm like, look at the boss, and I'm like, "My squad's going to beat yours." This is the BC's he's like, "Fuck you, gunner." I'm like, watch and see. So then we've got 2 squads that are now talking shit to each other because one's got the battalion commander and the other one's got the gunner. But it made me proud to be in the unit that time because that's the kind of love that went on. Like, Marines were like, I mean, because there's units out there like, oh, fuck, the colonel and the gunner are here. But like, you guys were like, great. Yeah. Come on in, man. And we crushed it, man. Those were great days, man. You always made me feel welcome. You know, man, you just set a great condition. And you did a magical thing. You were like a plank owner in that company. Yeah. Like, you had staff and COs and officers that came to that company. You didn't have to go up to their level. They had to come up to yours. Yeah. And I think that was awesome. You were the guy that set that tone and set that condition. And that unit's produced some badass to the point I got to pin a gunner bomb on fucking Wellman. Yeah. I mean, right? Who gets to do that, man?
Kyle Wellman.
Like, you raised that guy.
Yeah.
You raised that guy.
That's my boy.
I could sit here and talk all evening about the things that I've watched you do, the adversity you've went through, the things you've done for Marines, man. It's just an honor. You're surrounded by love today. You've got guys I've served with in combat that served with you in Quantico that are going to be here. Yep. We got other 3-2 guys like, oh, you're in town. There's a 3-2 brother retiring. I'm going to be there. This is a special day, man.
That's what it's all about, man.
Man, anything you want to leave America with on the JC and Bo show going forward?
Man, I tell you what, it's hard to wrap up 22 years, man. I mean, I'm sure you had the same feeling not too long ago, but I'm just thankful to be around. Like, this is the type of shit that keeps you in for 30 years. You know, like, I said it earlier at the house. It was like, welcome to my re-enlistment. My wife's like, I'll stab you. But like,
welcome to my re-enlistment.
Moments like today, moments like being with you guys, everyone that's out there waiting on us to be done here. Like, those are the reasons why we do this shit. They're the reasons why I'm successful, man. Like, I can go up there and like jump on a table and give you the answers to the test, but if you're not fucking balled in, you're just not gonna fucking do it.
Man, again, I wish the dude, I hope he's watching. We pulled this off the show. A guy made a comment one day. He said he doesn't know where he got the quote from, and I don't know where he did either. But this is a great quote. He goes, "People don't know how much you care until they know that you do care."
Yeah.
And I think that's what you just said.
Yeah.
They don't know what you care until they know that you do care.
Yeah.
And you care, brother. Our Corps' better for it. Our country's better for it. And man, Semper Fi, brother.
Semper Fi.
Love you. Hey, love you too, man. Hey, this is it. Hey, Master Sergeant Roberson, fair winds and following seas.
Sir.
You've crushed it, brother.
Wow.
I'm JC, signing off for JC and Bo. This is Drew, who's soon going to have a beard. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you when we're back in West Virginia.
Have a good one, guys.
Out here.